Talk. Number 327. Livestream. It is Sunday. And we have another week ahead of us. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's too short. I could use some more time. I'm doing the bandana for a little while. Idaho Garden Girl, welcome. And thank you for like number 1. How are you feeling? Did you get the garden? Did you get all your stuff picked and in? Did you save everything? KP Heathen. Oh, I don't know. I'm on the naughty list, I guess. I'm a subversive. I said something nice about Trump. I'm one of those deplorables. I let it be known that I'm jealous of Joe Biden's ice cream cones. Have you seen those ice cream cones that they make him? He always has a huge one. I go to Baskin Robbins and says, I'd like his. I want one like Joe Biden. Oh, Lord. So, content warning. Okay, well, I'll try not to be overly controversial. Speaking of controversy, not really, but I heard from the Black Widow. She had been out of town, and one of her relatives was checking the house, and the box is fine. They got the box. She'd been traveling, so she thanked me, and she said she'd be doing an unboxing of it. I'll take off the controversy. He's gang related. He's got a bandana. He's gang related. Please. Hey, another bandana. I have a bunch of white bandanas. I use them as sweat rags when I mow the yard or do yard work. I'm outside sweating. It covers my bald head, and I can use it to and when I get it too wet, I pull out another one. So I'll have several of them, and try to keep a dry one on my head. The Bud Files. Hello, Bud Files. Still coughing, feeling weak. Three likes, 4 in the house. Five new videos up. I'll have to try to go over and check them out. Joseph Moore. Welcome, my friend Joseph. Yeah, I'm certainly behind in my viewing. I'm way behind in my viewing between work, my wife's health, and having to take care of meals and various things. The yard work. I did my washing. I washed 3 loads of clothes to have clean clothes and towels and underwear and all that sort of good stuff for this coming week. Four likes, 5 in the house. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Tired. Well, I'm pretty sure Uncle Al will make an appearance. He sent me a text message and he suggested some stuff to talk about. One of the things he suggested to talk about was what I was just laughing about is bandanas. Some people wear them around the neck. They wear them as a sweatband around the head. I basically just stick them on top and use it as like a cap or whatever, especially when I've been sweating. Pre-retirement days, comfort foods, and more. Hello. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. So, some of the topics to talk about. A pair of pliers, your carry bag, your get home bag, your bug out bag, or just around the house in your kit, having a good pair of pliers, something to have. Like a manual can opener, something to have. Little Lone Prepper, hello Little Lone Prepper, thank you for coming. Items to have. A good thermos. I have memories of my uncle 50 years ago or more. He would come over to visit once or twice a week at lunch when he was over in Corpus, Sinton, which is about a 30-mile drive. Yatara. Julie Ann West, you've been changing your name again, lady. Welcome. He would come over and he'd have a lunch pail and he'd have a thermos. Every morning, my Aunt Lily would make a pot of coffee and she'd fill that thermos up with coffee. And he would take that thing to work with him. And at lunchtime, he'd show up at our house sometimes. He'd bust out the thermos, open up he'd have a sandwich. He'd usually have a pear or some sort of fruit that he'd use his pocket knife to cut and eat. And drink his coffee out of his thermos, and that was his lunch. Inexpensive lunch and good eating. Man lived to be 80, died of cancer because he was a smoker. But he ate well. Well, I'm sorry. Anybody's saying things to you, bad things to you. Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79. Been covering some of your topics. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. I'm glad you're feeling better, Stephanie. Seven in the house, 8 likes. So mentioned Sweat rags. I wear them. I'll tie them and put them on my head when I'm doing yard work. When one gets too wet, I pull out another one. I usually keep one in my pocket. White bandanas. I wear white bandanas. Um, there are places where you should not wear a red bandana, and there are places where you should not wear a blue bandana because they're related to some of these big gangs that are national. You know, but I wear white bandanas, and it's basically for yard work. Um, so having a thermos where you can keep hot coffee, hot tea, a hot beverage. Having a good lunch pail where you can take your food, sandwich, chips, fruit, and yeah, you gotta take it easy. Gotta take it easy. Uh, and a pair of pliers. Having an old school pocket knife. I don't know if this is old school enough for you. It's got a bottle opener. You can break glass with it. It's got a punch on the end of it. It's serrated part of the way, straight blade, good grip. Got a clip on it. And guess you need a can opener. And and having a manual can opener, but you could have a knife that's got a can opener, that can open cans. Old school. Having a Dutch oven. You know. I have oh, you're talking about the small little stick ones with like two or three blades on them, the little small ones. Like my father used to. I have one. I have a couple of those. Like my father used to carry, and you wear it in your pocket. I normally, when I'm carrying one like that knife, it's in my pocket. It's not like stuck in my, where you're showing it. I don't tend to do that. Is the serrated part for scaling fish. Um, that's not serrated enough. It's not long enough, serrated enough to be scaling fish. I don't think I would try to do that. Um, and you can hold hot water in your thermos. That's right, Uncle Al. I've always thought of them for coffee because my uncle, may he rest in peace, 50 years ago, I can remember he'd show up over at our house at lunchtime. His wife always would make him a big pot of coffee every morning. She'd pour it in his thermos where he had several cups of coffee. And he'd come in and he'd pull out a sandwich and some chips and eat a meal, drink his coffee, have his knife and cut a pear or some piece of fruit. And he'd do that a couple of times a week. Um, the little camping stoves that you have. Sometimes you're in a situation where it's very windy. There's a lot of wind, so having a screen for it to protect it, to basically protect the flame. Um, Having a wood screen, that's something you could have. And other items that matches, windproof matches, having matches, having a thermal blanket, a little small, little folding thermal blanket, having a poncho, rain poncho, these little small, little plastic ones, one-shot disposables. But you know, if you want to have reconstituted food, or you're looking to make, you know, some ramen, like Uncle Al says, you're always eating like the college kids with the ramen. Gotta have boiling water. Gotta have hot water. You gotta have hot water. You want to make some oatmeal, malto meal, different. Gotta have water, hot water. I'm gonna do a video of the hookup for my Power Queen batteries. I got 2 of them, and I'm gonna do a video showing the hookup and showing how it's wired to the solar, how they're chained together, how I have a 12-volt socket connected to it. There's a MPPT charge controller, maximum power point charge controller, protecting it. It's fused, so you don't have to worry about a power surge damaging anything. And runs through to my solar on the patio roof, so I can, as long as I've got sunlight or decent amount of sunlight, I can recharge, and I can basically keep a 12-volt refrigerator going nonstop. They cycle, they're compressor driven. They have like a Dan Moss compressor, and they cycle on and off. And when they're running, they're only using about 55 watts when they're normally running. And then they cycle, so they're not doing it continuously. So we are in hurricane season, and we will be in hurricane season till the end of November. So we've got another full month and a week, about a week and a month, 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks. The election's coming up on November the 5th. I hope everybody gets out and votes. There's early voting. Some places there's early voting already starting up. Make sure you get your vote in. It's important. I've been looking at some of the videos that people have been putting out, and they say that the red states have got a very good shot of having the majority in the Senate this coming term. There are some red states that have had blue senators, and that probably won't continue. I don't understand how you can have a state that pretty much everybody votes red, and then you wind up getting a crossover senator like that. Sometimes you get somebody who runs for office and they get everybody upset. Something comes out about them, or somebody makes an accusation against them. Louisiana elected a Democrat senator because there were some allegations against the Republican, saying that like 40 years ago he'd been a womanizer, some mess, you know. Just, and then the moral majority, you know, types, well, can't vote for him, so what we're going to do, let's put in a socialist. And oftentimes you have people cutting their own throats. Certain things. But then they say, you know, we're our own worst enemy. Everybody is their own worst enemy. We do stupid things. You know, people do stupid things. I don't want to offend anybody. Um, my family traditionally was all Democrats back in the day, and then around the time of Reagan, you get a shift, and the structure basically starts shifting, and those people who had been Democrats now are Republicans, and the people who had been Republicans are now Democrats. You look at the parts of the nation that traditionally they're this way or that way, and everything goes. Hey, Verna, how's it going? Vase Place. It's always weird, you know. I go to somebody's, they're doing a live stream or something other, and I go and it says Coffee Talk. Wow, it's a popular. That's a popular channel name. Um, I was on. I periodically will run the on a Saturday morning, and I'm not doing anything for an hour or so. I start running the channels, my pop-ups and such. What you know, my what's in my recommendeds, and Verna was doing a live stream, and of course I have to go on and visit for a few minutes to give support, and I appreciate her coming over to give support to me. And I had mentioned, you know, Verna is the quail whisperer. If you want to know something about meat birds and rabbits and that kind of stuff, Verna's your person to, you know, for that. Yeah, everybody keeps changing their channel names. You know, can't keep track of it. I was trying to give a. I was doing a video, which I haven't dropped yet. I need to do some, a little bit more to it from the standpoint of put up the description and everything. And it's a goodie box for Dave and Echo. And Echo has been living my best life at 60. That's her channel name, living my best life at 60. And then Dave keeps changing his. Originally, it was I'm brain dead. It was Guru and Wahoo the Turtle. Guru and Wahoo the Turtle. And it changed, and then it went to Yoda. Now it's Yoda. It went to Yoda. And I think it's like Vintage Americana or some such. I don't know it. I don't have it. I don't have it down, but I say that with respect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Dave's box, Dave and Echo's box, pretty much I got it all sealed up. I did it. I've already done the video. I just need to put descriptions and such, and this will be going out in the mail for his box. And the widow got her follow-up box. This is a follow-up box. The widow got her box. Uncle Al's going to be next. I've got his stuff together. I just need to put it. I need to box it up. I need to shoot a video up and box it up. I need to shoot a video of. I've got that video canned. I've got 3 or 4 shorts canned that I'll release. You know, canned shorts. Ever since I hit the 6.6K about 3 days ago, when I hit that 6.6K short, ever since then, my shorts I've been putting out have been 20, 30. It's like YouTube wants to keep me down on my numbers. 20, 30 views. I've released several shorts since then, and they're not doing anything. I think the only people that are looking are the people that specifically watch my stuff. I don't know. The Black Widow. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Guru and Wahoo. Wahoo the Turtle. Always nice seeing you, Stephanie. Yes. So I'm trying to put out a little bit more content. Supposedly, they want you to put out about 6 shorts a day. They want a couple of videos a day. If you live stream, do your live stream. I can't do that, you know. I can't do that. I might be able to put out a couple of videos a week if I was really trying to. And I can put out 2 or 3 shorts. I could probably put out 3 shorts a day without too much grief, because it's basically my meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes I come up with something else to put out, you know, but that's basically what my, you know, my shorts and such are. It's what I'm eating. Hello, Melinda. Welcome. Um, I've thought about changing my name. You know, I'm no longer a principal. Um, I was a principal, but I'm no longer a principal. I'm a teacher. And I don't know, prepper teacher. That doesn't ring too well. Prepper principal. I don't know. Uh, I was told, it used to be David Lynn. And then I was told there's another channel that's a David Lynn that's bigger than mine. It's a black guy who's a street preacher. And whenever I get jacked up because of that. So I added the prepper principal in order to separate myself from this other guy. And I was David Lynn before he was, because I'm older than he is. You know, I probably have 20 years on him. And, but YouTube wise, his channel's bigger than mine. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm getting ready for another week of school. My wife's got to go 3 times this week for wound care. Hopefully, they'll be able to take that tube out of her with the suction and the battery pack that she has to charge, electrically charge. She's got a cord, and she charges it when she's not out walking around. Got this thing packed, almost looks like a big water bottle in a bag and a strap with a tube going in her side. So I have been putting out 2 or 3 shorts a day, usually food related, and then I try to plug in some music that I like. I'm really I'm old school. I'm the old school country. I'm the old school rock. So occasionally somebody says, "Wow, the one that I put out that had 6.6K, I used that rap song Gangster's Paradise, old school, 30-year-old Coolio, I think it's Coolio or somebody, that did this song called Gangster Paradise. They made a movie, and they used it in the movie called Gangster Paradise. And I used that for it was a burger. It was a burger combo from one of these traditional places. It was a mom and pop store burger combo. And the thing got 6.6K views in 24 hours. And as soon as the 24 hours were up, it stopped getting views. So I'm pretty sure that was YouTube limiting me or throttling me or whatever. Ever so often, I have one that breaks out. And then after the breakout, then everything goes really slow for a while. You know. Last night, my stream, I did about an hour. I've been trying to do about an hour. I'll try to do an hour tonight. I'm at about 30 minutes right now. Last night, my stream had 32 views. Um, Total watch time of 7 hours and 35 minutes. Average view duration 14 minutes 13 seconds. Peak concurrence 10. Duration 1 hour and 2 minutes. So I expect to slowly, if I continue to do dailies, I expect to build back up to where I'm over 100 views. I was getting some 300, 350 views on an hour and 15 minute live stream on some of them. So, and I was upwards of close to 20 watch hours out of a live stream, which I like. But it's not about the watch hours now. It's about, once you get monetized, it's about the views. Views and likes. You need views and likes. And then they're running ads. They're running ads. And some of the stuff they're running is like senior citizen stuff, older people stuff. Because I guess I look like a senior citizen. I guess I look old. And a lot of the people in my viewing audience, some of them are a little bit older folks. Maybe not as old as I am. Some of them are older. But, it's like the 50 range, 50, 55, 60 years old, that watch my stuff usually. And I usually have it blocked for minors. Uncle Al's worried that I'm going to get in trouble, so he says, don't let any children on that. You've got to be at least 18 years old, type thing. So I try to listen to his counsel about that. 13 in the house, 13 likes. Mike Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. Good to have you. When you tell about what you got on your shorts, you should put a link to the item so others know where to buy them. I usually do that when I do wall posts. I'll usually indicate, on my wall post. I haven't been doing wall posts. I haven't really been doing shout outs where I link channels. And but that's a good idea, Vernon. That is a good idea. How's my friend Mike Crusher doing? I'd like to get caught up on Steve 89 stuff. Steve 89 is the GOAT of MRE reviews. There are a couple of people that have more subs. Steve is like 2 million subs or so. But he's the old school, he's the ration guy. That's all he does, is he does basically food ration reviews. There's a guy that goes by Crazy Hacker or Crazy Russian Hacker or whatever. And he has a few more subs, but his reviews are... I would far more like to watch Mike Crusher, who's got like 500 subscribers, watch him do one of his reviews, which is a lot better than the Russian Hacker guy who's got like a couple, 2.5 million, 3 million, subscribers. But then his stuff is all sensational, clickbait. When he does something other, it's in a hurry. It's not, But he's got the followers, and he's a young guy. He's in his 20s. He's a young guy. And he's got the followers, You get some of these channels, and then some of them, they sell, so you can buy from them. They'll sell preparedness items and such. They have a store with their, when channels get bigger, they oftentimes want to sell T-shirts and merchandise and such. And you get some of these channels, and they're wanting to sell, preparedness stuff. And then they're always, fear porn. They put out fear porn stuff. World War III started. The Russians are going to use nukes. All that fear porn stuff. And people freak out. fear of a storm, fear of um, the strike. You know, when the pandemic occurred, you had runs on toilet paper and paper towels and baby formula and various, you know, all the ramen and all the, you know, lots of beans and all the canned goods stuff. Just there were runs on that stuff, and I can remember people throwing fits because they couldn't get toilet paper. They waited till they run out just about, and they're going for and they can't find toilet paper. And it's like, well, why do you, as cheap as it was, and it's not expensive, why do you wait till you're out to go get it? Well, I'm not too bright. Excuse me for my sarcasm, but I mean, to me, it's like, um, I don't know. So, acronyms. Everybody knows that SHTF basically means SHIT, hitting the fan. There's another one that's Teowaki. Teowaki, the end of the world as we know it. That acronym, Teowaki, Teotwawaki. Teowaki, the end of the world as we know it. And they talk about bugging out or bugging in. The idea of leaving where do you have to go? Do you have some place to go? Well, I'm going to go out into the woods. And you'll be dead in a few days. You know, God darn it. Now, it's one thing to have a place out in the country where you have septic, running water, a well, solar. You know, you've got a place that you can go to out in the country, away from the population center. That's good. That's good. But if all your stuff is at your house, and you prepare, and you have several months worth of food and several months worth of bottled water and your medication, several months worth of medication, all that stuff, you know, and that's where you got solar, got generators, that kind of stuff. Well, why are you going to leave that? Yeah, things are changing. Things have changed. It's not the way it used to be. A lot of people don't remember the way it used to be. You know, I am a baby boomer, towards the last of them, born in 62. Baby boomers, the last of the baby boomers were 64. You know. And you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s or your 70s or whatever. You can remember the way it used to be. I remember the way it used to be. Things have changed. Things have really changed. And the laws have changed. Things that used to be illegal are now legal. My question is, and I know it'll offend some people to say this, but for thousands of years, all down through history, things have been a certain way. And then the last 15, 20, 25 years, things have changed. So now, is it better than it was? Is this the way it should be? Or did they just get out of hand? Legalize a bunch of stuff they shouldn't have legalized. And I don't want to offend anybody. You start talking about certain stuff, and then people get their blood up. They get their blood up. But I will say this. I grew up at a time, if you had a school, you didn't have an assistant principal, you had a principal. It was a rarity for a teacher to send a kid to the office. If the kid misbehaved, get another teacher, take him out in the hallway or take him to a side room and beat the crap out of him with a paddle. You're not going to call the parent. You call the parent, the kid's going to get double beaten when they get home. And it wasn't that often that they had to do that. It's more of an attention getter and as a warning. Don't do that anymore. You get a lot of these parents, you can't touch my child. Nobody's going to touch my child. And then when the kid gets in trouble down the road, they're 17, 18, 20 years old, and they get in trouble with law enforcement, the parent can't do a damn thing. When they ruin their life because of their temper, because of stupidity or whatever. Because they weren't taught when they were small. Oh, he's such a good boy. Such a good boy. Never gave me any trouble. Gave everybody else trouble, but didn't give mom any trouble. Yeah, you were born 1970. That's the year my wife was born. My wife was born in 70. She'll be 54 this next month. I hear you. I'm the kid. I'm 62 years old. Don't give me that crap about I'm the kid. Don't give me that crap. Uh, oh boy. I have people call me Pops, Grandpa. I have people disrespect me sometimes. And I control my temper. I control my temper when it comes to stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, Uncle Al, I remember what you told me about your box. I'll put a green Cholula in it and a green pepper Tabasco because you like the green sauce. So I'm going to put one of each. I'm going to put a green Cholula and a green Tabasco with the other stuff that I'm going to send you. Uncle Al says, I'm going to send him a big one. Then I showed him some big ones. I said, hey, son, I could send you these. These are 12 ounces. I got them on sale for $3.50 a piece over at Sam's. The 12-ounce ones, they normally go for about $3.50 for the 5-ounce ones over at Walmart. I got a Sam's and Walmart side by side, less than a mile from my house. One of the reasons why I moved when I moved to Victoria 20 years ago, strategically, I have Truck and Tractor Supply, Sam's, Walmart, and Lowe's building materials, all side by side. And I mean, I have everything I need right there. And then down in the corner, I got a Speedy Stop where I get my coffee, pay $10 a month, and I get my coffee free, coffee club. I get tacos and such. So, I mean, I'm good. I went down and filled up both of the vehicles today, $35, $36. Every weekend I go and fill them up. It's $35, $36. So, right now the wife's driving across town for her stuff that she does. My job's on the other side of town. But it's a lot better because I used to have a 45-minute drive each way last several years before I retired. And then I came out of retirement and now I'm working in town, which is not bad because it's 15 minutes across town to go to work. Yeah, Granny, Auntie, I don't know. When I was back in the day, when I was in Corpus 20 some odd years ago, I would have people call me Tio Lin. Tio is like Spanish for uncle, and the kids would call me Tio Lin, Uncle Lin, back in the day. That was probably 30 years ago. When I was transitioning from teaching to administration. I was very popular when I was a teacher. The kids loved me when I was a teacher. I was at school. One of the classes that I taught was journalism. I had one class of journalism. I was the yearbook sponsor. I was the newspaper. My kids, we put out the school newspaper once a month, and good quality stuff. I did that, and I was very popular. And when I got into administration, I became the SOB because I had to deal with the discipline. And then I used to have to listen to people tell me, "Oh, you're prejudiced and all this." And I said, "Okay." And I wasn't in the habit of saying, "Don't give me that crap," because my wife's Hispanic and my kids are half and half. I said, "Don't give me that crap," But I've had people see me out, like at the mall with my wife and kid back in the day, and that's Mr. Lin and his family. And they'd say, he's got a Hispanic wife, the kid, obviously it's his kid, there's, And I had a parent one time used to give me unholy hell because all of her kids were horrible. I mean, they were thugs. "You're out to get my kids, you're out to get my kids." And it's like, ma'am, I'm not writing the referrals on them, I just have to deal with them. They're going in the bathroom having fights, and they're getting caught with marijuana, and they're skipping, and they're, disrespecting teachers and getting written up all over the place. Have to get them for whatever they did and send them to DAP. And so, "You're out to get my kids." Finally, that particular parent one day came and says, "Mr. Lin, I know your wife is Mexican, but you're still out to get my kids." She used to accuse me of being racist. She said, "No longer accuse me of racist, but I'm still out to get her kids." I'll never forget that. It's been going on 20 years ago. But, the kids today, I mean, fifth, sixth graders, I had a sixth grader tell me I'm prejudiced. Because don't pull that crap on me. My wife's Hispanic. Don't pull that crap on me. Sixth grader. And they're learning. They're learning to do the victim thing. They're, it's like you're prejudiced, or, all this crap about they want reparations. And, this reparation stuff. Oh, no, I'm drifting. This reparation stuff. Where this reparation, they want, out in California where they never had slavery, up in New York where they never had slavery, in Illinois, Chicago where they never had slavery, those are the places that they want to give reparations. Stupid. So, yeah, I'm drifting. Uncle Al doesn't like it when I drift. "You're reminiscing too much. You're talking about stuff you don't need to talk about. Stick to prepping." Sorry, Uncle Al. Um, so I talk about things to have. You know, if you're in a environment where you got to worry about germs, um, I've got a couple of boxes of these. I might start putting some of these in my boxes. You need to have good mask, but also if you're worried about viruses, you got to have a good set of goggles you can put over your that are sealable. They'll seal up against your, you know, because you can get the viruses through the eyeball. Yeah, bring back capital punishment. Yep. Bring back corporal punishment. Beat, spare the rod, damn the child. Scriptural. Um, yeah, dust and particles. You want, you know, and you know, you can use a bandana when it comes for dust. You can wrap it around and like the way the old bandits used to, you know, you put it over your face to try to hide your face. But you're still going to need some goggles. And that's important. Likewise, uh, Uncle Al, you'll be getting some of these. I've been putting these in follow-up boxes. I've also been putting, I've seen you do funnels before, so I probably won't send you any funnels, but I could send you, 99 cents, I got these on sale, 99 cents. 2 of them. I could send you some funnels, but I'll send you some of this. This is for water purification. And you know about using the funnel with the coffee filter, because I've seen you do that before. Get a moon suit. Right. Hello, buying space. How are you doing? Hazmat suit. Yeah, I can imagine that. So I'm in the process of sending boxes out. A lot of these are follow-up boxes for people I've sent boxes to before. Some of them are people that have been my subscriber giveaway winners. I will be doing a 1,800 subscriber giveaway. Right now I'm sitting at 1,770-ish. I've got about 30 to go. It may be a day, it may be a week, it may be a month. But when I hit 1,800, if you want to be in the drawing that I will do, I'll do a drawing from the hat, names in the hat. If you want to be in the drawing, you need to make sure that each of the last 5 videos, I'm not talking about posts, I'm not talking about live streams, I'm not talking about shorts, I'm talking about videos. Each of the last 5 videos that I will have released when I hit 1,800, make sure that there is a nice comment supportive of my channel on there. We'll leave a like while you're at it too, you know. And then I'll figure out who those people are. Their names will go in a hat. The last time was 13. 13 qualifiers. Yep, good funnels, Uncle Al, good funnels. And I've been giving out you know, I get tons of them. 99 cents for a 10-pack of matches, kitchen matches, you know. I've got a bunch of the good ones, the ones that are windproof, waterproof matches. But you need to be able to make fire for civilization, and you need to have a means to do it. I like to use canned heat. These burn for 6 hours. I get a 12-pack of them over at Sam's. I've got a bunch of them. Right there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 12. Now 60 of these sitting right there. And I do the sternos. Antique cast iron match safe. That's cool. Yep. Big buddy heater. The 1 pound tank, or you can put a hose on it. Use the 20 pound. I'm going to be getting a new travel trailer. Wife wants a travel trailer, so I'm going to buy a new one. And I'm probably going to get it direct from the factory. Do a where I can get it the way I want it type thing. But it'll pretty much have 12 volt and propane, and it'll have AC, but AC is basically for the air conditioner and for well, the heater can run on propane, but I mean the AC is basically for the basically for the air conditioner. You know, everything else is pretty much 12 volt and propane. So I will try to get Dave and Echo's box mailed off, and I'll try to get Uncle Al's box loaded and do a video of that. I've got to get the I've got one I need to finish the description on so I can drop it. And then I'm going to be doing one of how to hook up, chain the 12 volt Power Queen lithium ion batteries that I have. How to chain them and everything, hook them up to solar. How you can basically run 12 volt appliances with it. Yeah, they got multiple size ones. The big buddies, they've got multiple sizes. Yeah. I buy stuff during Prime. Thanksgiving's coming up, and there will be a Black Friday, and I expect Prime will be in. There'll be a Prime for Black Friday and for Thanksgiving. That's when you buy stuff. I may wind up buying a third Power Queen, so I can basically chain 3 of them together. Each one is 1280 watt 100 amps, so that'd be 300 amps, or 1280 watts times 3, which is 3540 watts or so. 3600 And that'd be 3,840 watts. 3,840 watts. Watt hours. The idea of a 1,280 watts, that would be 1,280 watts continuously for 1 hour. And then you'd be drained down. So a lot of people, the biggest thing that they might run off of it would be like a microwave, like 1,000 watt or a 1,200 watt microwave, and they run it for a few minutes here, just for whatever. I like to use 12-volt appliances, so I've got like a 12-volt kettle for heating water. 12-volt appliances use less than 100 watts. 12-volt kettle, 12-volt cooker, cook pot, rice pot or whatever you want to call it. 12-volt fan. The biggest item would probably be a 12-volt refrigerator, freezer, on the compressor. I have 3 of those. I get the ones on wheels that you can wheel them around and everything. And I basically use them for refrigeration. I don't use them for freezing. I keep the things set on about 30. They run between 28 and 30 degrees. They're not going to freeze but they keep stuff nice and cold. And I could freeze stuff if I wanted to. The lower the temperature, the more power it draws, because it has to. There are lots of 12-volt appliances. They're not that expensive. I ought to do a video on that because I got a bunch of them. They're not that expensive. They're usually $40, $50 for, depending on what you're getting. $35 depending on what you're getting. The refrigerator freezers are expensive. You're going to pay $350, $400 for those, $500 for those, depending on your brand, depending on what you get. All right, Uncle Al, you take care and God bless. So it's Sunday. Tomorrow is another work day. And I will try, if I can, to do a live stream tomorrow. No guarantees. I need to get back in the habit of posting on my wall when I'm doing stuff or when I'm not doing stuff. I apologize about that. I will probably go back and look at my last few, give me views on my last few shorts. Ever since I did that one on Thursday that had 6,600 views, it basically shut me out of the algorithm. It ran for 24 hours and drew 6,600 views. And then, so now the last few that I've dropped have been 25 or 30 views, So it's just, I normally average 400 and something when I drop a short. It's like, oh, it's like, golly geez. I don't know what happened, The algorithm must hate me now. I don't know. Every day when I get up, I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. I drink my coffee. I take my medication. I think about the day, my schedule. I get ready. I go to work. Mind my business. When I get off work, I come home, I don't sleep the way I used to. For me, a good night's I sleep 5-6 hours. And, it is what it is. So, everybody, appreciate you being here. Have a good evening. And blessings. Just thank you. And I'm sorry if I didn't stick to topic, or if I didn't, and why I get these content warnings, I don't know. I guess they consider me one of those deplorables. Bye-bye. Thank you.